This is Ice Cream Gecko, and in today's video we're going to take a look at the Ben & Jerry's Cookie Dough Switch Up. It's vanilla ice cream with a chocolatey cookie swirl, chocolatey cookie sandwiches and cookie dough chunks. I bought this for $3.69 or something last week, and this is the second Ben & Jerry's ice cream that I bought in that particular visit to the supermarket. Let's take a quick look around the pint, around the tub. Pause if you want to read that, pause if you want to read that, and pause if you want to read that. I'll give a little close-up of the nutrition table here. And it says right here that we've got, what's it? Vanilla ice cream with cocoa cookie sandwiches 8%, cookie dough pieces 3% with chocolate pieces in there, and a cocoa containing cookie swirl 5% of that. Now let's take off the little wrapper from the top. Let us zoom out and lift the pint's top right here. This looks quite decent. When I look at this, I would have expected something a bit more colorful than this, because this just looks like vanilla ice cream and some dirt snow or something like that. Nothing too special. But let's take our knife and let's take our little cutting board and slice this thing in half. Let's try to find the center of the thing. Oh yes, it's quite dense. A lot denser than the Mophorion we had last week. Definitely. Yeah. And it's fresh out of the freezer as well, so yeah, it's a bit hard to cut. This side goes a bit better because we cut almost through in one go. Put the knife away and break this in half. And I've got to say, this looks quite decent. Maybe we should get a little thumbnail shot, although I'm not going to use this as a thumbnail. And which one are we going to take? They look quite decent, either or. Which one has got the ingredients? This one has. So this one is going back into the freezer. Now with the halving out of the way, I've got to say that the first impression overall, I mean the top didn't look as nice and colorful, but the rest right here, this looks pretty decent. It's a little bit uneven when it comes to the actual dispersion of these cookie pieces, but I've got quite a few in there. It says on the packet right here, there's cocoa in basically everything. Among that, is it vanilla ice cream? Yes, it is vanilla ice cream. That's the base ice cream for us today. It looks quite decent. I like a bit more color, usually a bit lighter browns in there. I love caramel in ice cream, but this being a vanilla ice cream with those cookie dough pieces right here and everything, it looks really good. And when we take a closer look at it, and let me zoom in for that, we've got our cookie pieces right here, those fake Oreo things, I guess. Not really Oreos, I do not think so. Then we've got our cookie pieces with our little chocolate pieces in there as well, which looks decent. And of course our cocoa containing swirl. What was it? Yes, it's the cocoa containing cookie swirl right there. Looks quite good overall, so let's take a look at what the consistency of this thing is. And it looks, yeah, the first spoonful seems to be a decent one. Very creamy overall when it comes to the actual texture, very smooth. When we scrape away the base ice cream, and I guess we're going for a taste test right now. No surprises in the base ice cream. It tastes very much like any other Ben & Jerry's ice cream that has got a pure vanilla base. There is not much talk about that. I didn't quite get just the vanilla ice cream because there are some chocolate pieces throughout this entire thing, and that really gives it a bit of a what's it called? Stracciatella, stracciatella. I think it's stracciatella in English, which is just milk ice cream with like chocolate swirls, and they're really good. Almost my favorite ice cream, I would say. And it really gives me the vibes of this particular one. But let's take a look at something more simple as well. Let's take a look at the cookie dough pieces. Looks very much just like cookie dough. A few a few chocolate pieces, I would say, are definitely in here, but nothing too exciting. Very, very standard, if I might say so. If I may say so, I don't know. So let's get, no, without that cookie piece, let's give this a taste test. So the cookie dough pieces, very nice, consistency-wise, just like all the other cookie dough pieces from Ben & Jerry's, but that bit of chocolate in there, it's really nice. It gives it a bit of crunch, very pleasant to bite on, I have to say that. Very, very nice indeed. If it was just me, they could put those pieces in every ice cream they put those cookie dough pieces in. Very, very decent indeed. Now let's take a quick look at one of these larger cookie pieces that make this a switch up, I guess. Is it the cookie pieces that make him a switch up? I don't know. I never had a switch up Ben & Jerry's before. Never really was too intrigued by it, but I saw this the other day and I thought I have to try this out. So this one is going in. And let's go for a second one. And let's try a third one. Now the cookie pieces themselves, I've got to say, not my favorite bit of this ice cream. They don't taste as dark in terms of the cookie itself like Oreos do. They taste sweeter, although that might just be because there's, you know, ice cream all around them. I'm not too sure about that. And overall, not as great. They aren't really soggy, but kind of. You know, that weird thing that you just are bound to get when you put cookies into ice cream itself. That's why they put cookie dough into ice cream usually, because it isn't affected by that moisture too much. Cookies very much are. Unless they are candied or something, put some sugar glacier around them, something like that. But yeah, not the greatest thing about this, I wouldn't say, no. So let's take a quick look at the chocolate swirls. Oh, okay. I thought this looked very much just like a darker chocolate swirl, but you can see right here, it's not really just a swirl by itself out of chocolate. No, it's chocolate cookie pieces that are a lot darker than the other cookie pieces right here, and they are being swirled in there. Very interesting. Never had that before, so let's go for something along those lines. It's a bit difficult to dissect it in a way to only get that, and I'm not going to achieve that in any way, shape or form, but I'll try. I've got a pretty good margin of that right here. Now the cocoa containing cookie swirls in here, they are tasting very different from all the rest. It tastes like there's almost a bit of caramel in there, very much like these Biscoff biscuits that you get to coffee sometimes. They've got like bread spreads and all that kind of stuff for that as well. Tastes very much like that. It doesn't really reflect anything else in here. It doesn't really taste like the other biscuit or cookie pieces right here, but very decent indeed. A nice contrast to that, certainly. Also because the actual cookie pieces right here aren't really the, well, greatest flavor, I would say, in this kind of arrangement right here. But I've finished this off now, this portion size, and I will be back in a second. So I've finished my portion size, and as a conclusion I can say it is alright. There are a few drawbacks though. Now, the first impression was decent. There was a lot of stuff inside of the ice cream itself in terms of mix-ins. It was okay dispersed in there. We've got that one little part where there wasn't too much, but the rest was quite filled, which is okay. The color, that was a bit off-putting, I've got to say. I mean, vanilla ice cream is white, and the other thing was those dark cookies, and overall, with those mix-ins, it just looked like dirty snow. I can't really find any other decent description of that, but it just didn't look all that nice. Taste-wise, it was alright. It was just the cookies themselves, the actual big mix-in that they put in here, that wasn't that great after all. I did expect a bit more from them, but they didn't really deliver as I hoped. Consistency and texture, most of the stuff in here was great. I mean, the vanilla ice cream was very nice, it was very smooth, and nothing to complain about. These little cookie dough pieces with the chocolate in there were great too. It was just, again, those bigger mix-ins, the actual, I guess, switch-up cookies that weren't that great. They weren't really soggy, but they were a little bit like bread that sits out for like 2 or 3 days, and it's not hard, but it's not soggy. It's just not how it's supposed to be. Maybe coat them with something with a bit of sugar to make them, or to allow them to keep their crunchiness a little bit. That would be nice, but as of right now, no, not the greatest thing of that. The theme realization, though, I mean, they put everything in there that they said they would, so that's nice. But overall, it, as an ice cream itself, especially at the price point that these usually go for, not that impressed. No, I'm really not. Value for money isn't too awesome on this one, and also no bonus points because I mean this didn't really do anything too crazy that we did not expect. So in conclusion, on a scale from 1 to 10, we've got a rating of 6.88, which is rather low for an actual Ben & Jerry's ice cream, and this one not even being a Euphoria ice cream. But then again, yeah, I said why I thought this was the way to go in terms of rating this, and it really isn't all that great after all. Maybe they should just put more cookie dough pieces in there, because those were great, but the actual cookie pieces weren't that great. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you've got a question or a video suggestion, leave it in the comment section down below. And if you want to see more videos just like this one, please subscribe. In any case, thanks again for watching and take care. Bye bye.